Hello, welcome to our first full day in New York. So we actually took a impromptu zero yesterday. So I think some of the last footage you probably saw was us crossing the border into New York and doing some, I can't remember how much footage I got of like different rock scrambles and stuff that New York greeted us with. But just the insane heat and everything combined with all the rock climbs and stuff kind of put us off the hiking that day. So we stayed at the hostel on what day would that have been? Saturday night, and then Sunday we were intending to just have a relaxed day in town and then get back on trail that evening and do a few miles to a shelter. But it was just so hot, so we sat and chilled by the lake for a bit. Korik went off to a yoga class that she'd booked, and then our friends texted us who'd been skydiving earlier that day and were like, yeah, we don't really fancy hiking today either. Do you want to just split a hotel room? So we just went to the motel that they were staying at, ordered Chinese food and watched movies and put the air conditioning on to max and had a very nice relaxed evening doing that instead of hiking. So very much needed, because it still was incredibly hot yesterday as well, and today mercifully is much nicer weather for hiking. It's still warm, but like no way near as bad as it was. And like there's a breeze, there's a few clouds, and I think the high is like 75 degrees American, whatever that is. But it's comfortable is the main thing, and I'm not dripping sweat already. So yeah, let's see what New York has to offer. From leaving another perfectly legit and legal campsite on the edge of a lake. So we just stealth camped yesterday by the edge of Tiarati. Is it Tiarati Lake? And we're heading today to Bear Mountain, or the town of Bear Mountain, or whatever it's called. So we've got a few exciting things today. So it's Cold Cut's birthday today, so we're gonna go and get dinner and stuff later. We made her a little birthday card in the ground because they were camped a little bit behind us, so they joined us this morning. And then what else? We should get to mile 1400 today, and we go over something called Black Mountain, which has a full view of the New York City skyline, which is, I don't know, a couple of, maybe like 30-40 miles away or something. But yeah, that's gonna be cool. You can be on the top of a mountain in the woods looking down on a city of like 10 million people or something, so that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, there'll be a few things. Oh, we might also get to Bear Mountain Zoo as well. As a zoo that the trail goes through. So yeah, should be a fun day. We'll see how far we get. Alright, so we've had a little bit of a change of plans from what we were going to do this morning. Oh, okay, well, I'll come back to you. I've just got to climb up this. Give me a second. Anyway, as I was saying, so the original plan for Colquitt's birthday was we were going to hike to a shelter that has a view of New York City. So you'll have seen, I guess, in the footage I've just taken, hopefully when I get around to editing this, you can actually see it. It's about 40 or so miles as the crow flies, so you could see it on the horizon in the haze with the naked eye. Whether the camera picks it up, I don't know. But we were going to go from there to a shelter that has the same kind of view, and like spend the night there. Maybe get up for sunrise over the city, and that'd be pretty cool. But it didn't take that long to get there. So what we're doing now is hiking to Bear Mountain, where the trail goes through a zoo, the Bear Mountain Zoo, and also passes the lowest point on the trail in terms of elevation. So as you cross the Hudson River, either as you cross the Hudson River or just on one side of it before you get on the bridge, like your elevation is like, I don't know, like 100 feet or something above sea level. So yeah, we're gonna go there, and then we're gonna get a hotel room, and then all go and get dinner. So bit more of a productive day in terms of miles, but should also be able to have a bit of a fun evening, which is nice. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna keep getting these miles out of the way, because obviously the sooner we get through this, the sooner we can go to the zoo, and the sooner we can get showered and go eat. So I'm gonna pick up the pace. Good morning. We are already about half an hour, 40 minutes into our day because we just had to walk from the hotel because I'm not waiting 20 minutes and paying $20 for an Uber in New York for a 10-minute ride. But we left our hotel and we spent a lovely day for Colquitt's birthday, walking through the zoo, getting into town, and went to the hotel. It turns out I had an indoor pool, and a sauna as well. So we spent a bunch of time in the pool and the sauna. Had a very relaxing, very nice evening. And today we're hoping to do about 20 miles and get to, well, the next shelter isn't for like 20 miles, so we're kind of hoping to get there because it's supposed to be big thunderstorms tonight. But we're just getting back to the trail now, which means with my excellent timing that I'm definitely not stalling until we get a really good view. Is our next challenge is to get over the Hudson River. So there's already almost immediately a car accident up ahead. That was fun. So yeah, we'll go over the Hudson River. I believe this is the lowest point elevation-wise on trail. So we're basically, because obviously we're just going to be going like 200 feet over the river, and at this point the river is basically almost at sea level. So yeah, highest point is Clingman's Dome in the Smokies, and this is the lowest point. So you know, it's all uphill from here. So all right, let's hope we make it across. Hello. So we survived possibly the worst rain I've ever experienced in my life. Certainly the heaviest, and like it didn't go on for too long, but like that shelter. So we got to the shelter yesterday with plenty of time, fortunately. But I decided to stay in the shelter. Corrick decided to stay in a tent just because of the bugs. And like, I mean, I've got some clips, but like, you can't really see much of it's dark until the lightning hits. But I've never known lightning to strike so fast and frequent in a storm. And like, the rain was just unbelievably torrential. It was even though we were in the shelter, and it was sort of coming from across from the side, so it wasn't blowing in, but you could still just feel the spray and how damp the air was, just like wafting in. Korak said it was probably the scariest night she's had on trail, just with her tent flapping around, but it held up, and she didn't get any water and she stayed dry. Obviously the wind battered it around a bit, but it held up. So tarp tent, double rainbow, certified stormproof. But yeah, we then obviously got up this morning. Everything is much cooler and everything's kind of like damp from the night before, but it should be dry for the actual day's hiking, which is nice. So we're out of the worst of it now on that heat wave. And I think tomorrow the high temperature tomorrow is 22 Celsius, and that is going to be glorious. What are we doing today? So today we've got a choice of either 13 or 21 miles. So we're already like 5 or 6 miles into our day now. So I've already got some clips that I'll throw in at the end of this in the typical B-roll format that I seem to just fall into. So yeah, had a lovely morning so far. Had a bit of trail magic from a guy who was just putting out water bottles, but he had snacks for us as well. He's supporting his daughter, who's doing the trail through the area that she's just a few days ahead of us, or even only like a day, but we've not come across them actually. So but yeah, we've got about 5 miles or so to a deli, so I'm going to get a big sandwich there. Yeah, I don't really have to pack out. I've got so much food that I just haven't eaten, but you don't really have to pack out much in New York or even New Jersey really. You can just like go from deli to deli. This is a nice little bridge. Nice. I'm good for water actually, I don't need to get anything. But yeah, we'll get some food in us and then make the decision on whether we're going to keep going to the further shelter or the close one. We'll see how we get on. Good morning from a beautifully cool Friday morning. I don't know, time has lost all meaning. But today we're pushing another big mile day. We're hoping to get to a shelter that's about 21, 22 something miles away, outside the town of Kent in Connecticut, which should yield some fun things today. So If you'll remember, sometime before, where was it? Somewhere in Virginia. I think just before Harrisburg or something. We went past the oldest oak tree on the trail. Well, today we're going pretty soon actually. We should be going past the largest oak tree. So, fans of trees, I got you. I'll show you that. And we also should be crossing the border out of New York and into Connecticut. So this will be into our 10th state, and we'll be done with New York. It feels like New York's gone incredibly quickly. I suppose it has kind of. We've been doing pretty big miles consistently. We took the 1-0 because of the hot weather at Greenwood Lake, but otherwise we made really good time. And yeah, we should end up, like I say, in the town of Kent, or just outside. So we're going to do a shorter day tomorrow to do laundry and get a shower at their welcome centre there. Plus the town apparently is home to, at least if the rumours on far out comment sections are to be believed, the Kent is supposedly the home of like Meryl Streep, Seth MacFarlane, and like a whole bunch of other celebrities who I guess had more sense and enough money to live outside of New York City and live in Connecticut instead, just outside. So maybe we'll see some celebrities tomorrow. Maybe we can beg them to let us use their pools, which they invariably will have. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Not see you tomorrow. What am I talking about? I'll speak to you later. It's too early. Whoever is in charge of the New York trails and maintenance, sort your shit out. There's this whole section we've been going through. I've had to keep checking the map and looking for blazes to make sure we're on the right path. And like, there's the occasional blaze here and there, but like, there's no... If you just saw this path straight up, you wouldn't think this was a well-traversed path. I mean, it's like the whole thing is like it's completely overgrown.
Oh my god, it's scratching.
With thorns and everything. I've got all sorts of like new cuts and scratches.
Ow.
Got nice new holes in my hoodie, and it's just like it's ridiculous. But there's occasionally like, you know, oh look, a blaze, so we must be on the right path. But yeah, I am scratched to hell now, so that's fun. Yeah, I'm going to try and figure out, I'm sure other people have mentioned it, I want to just add my voice to the yelling and just find out who's supposed to maintain this section, because it needs some work. Anyway, let's keep going with this climb if I don't pass out from blood loss from all these death of 1,000 cuts that I'm getting from these brambles. Alright, I'll speak to you in a bit. Just come across this placed on the... I don't know, is it placed there for fun, or is there some kind of... Did you cross that line?
No, yeah.
Oh no. What if it was a... What if it's a bad thing?
Okay.
Well, if Korok trip's over in the next 20 minutes or so, we'll know what happened. You go first.
No.
I don't want to go first now.
I'm not cursed.
Okay. I'm sure it's fine. There we go. Oh, we're done with New York.
Thank God.
Yeah. Let's get around here. Ugh.
Oh.
We tripped immediately. What did you think of New York?
I hated it.
Yeah.
The last 10 miles wasn't that bad.
No.
But, well, in terms of the elevation, but like it was still poorly maintained. It wasn't well marked. Yeah.
I didn't mind some of the rock scrambling bits. It was just got very tiring after a while. Of like, you'd have, half a mile to go or a mile to go, and it would say there's 30 feet of elevation, which normally means, oh, you're on a flat trail. But what it means is you're on a flat trail and then there'll be a 30-foot cliff you have to scramble over, which is fun. But, all right, you ready? Let's go.
State 10! Let's go!
Another exciting update. We are about 300 yards into Connecticut. And we've just had our third bear encounter. So we were just like sitting down here getting our food out to have a bit of food. Well, have a little bit of a lunch or something. And then just in this little clearing here, just heard some cracking leaves and turned around and there was just a bear just in there. My first priority was not to get my camera out and film it, so I don't have any good footage of it. You caught a little glimpse of it.
Tiny bit, as it was going away.
Yeah, but it was like right there and like stared right at us for a little minute, and then everyone who's met bears that close up in the wild, they've always said like, oh, the bears like just run away, but this one didn't. So I was like, I don't want it to come and get my food, and like I don't want to have to fight a bear if I can help it. So I just like stood up and like yelled and like clapped my hands, and it then was just like, oh, okay, and sauntered off into the brush. You can occasionally, we saw it then like come out for a second over there and like cross the trail.
Across the trail it went like,
and go down the hill way. And you can occasionally hear like branches breaking or something down there, but I think it's heading off. But we're probably not going to eat right here just in case it comes back, because if it does come back, I'd rather just be able to pick my stuff up and just calmly walk away, rather than like trying to frantically pack all my food back before it comes back for it. But anyway, that was exciting.
Wasn't he cute?
Yeah, I like Connecticut.
Didn't you immediately trip upon entering
I did immediately trip, actually, almost immediately after we stopped filming, went over past the sign. And then Korok ate some poison berries. She was like, oh, what are these berries on this tree? And then immediately just picked one and then was like, it doesn't taste good. So we'll have to see how you feel.
Thank you for preemptively tending to me when I inevitably throw up in the woods.
Great. All right. See you in a bit.